Community Recent, River Key County.
And I'm Senator Thomas Groupie from NIMBA, the chair of this committee. We will ask you whether it's a written statement or verbal statement. We will ask you to tell us precisely something about yourself and the credentials that will qualify you for this position. So you will have, 2 to 5 minutes to do it.
It's not a written statement. It is a verbal statement. Just a summary of what I've done in life. So I'm prepared to present that statement.
Why?
Can I have a seat?
You will have a stand.
Oh. Mr. Chairman, distinguished senators, I am Tarpleh Davis, born in Montserrat County, grew up on Crown Hill. I live partially in Maryland County. My parents are Mr. I would say R.C.J. Davis, Mr. Him. My mother is Teresa Limine. My grandparents hail from Grand Crew and migrated to Maryland County. Pretty much the way they got my father. So I lived partially with my grandparents in Maryland County. So I began my primary education up here. Firstly, I started in Maryland, and then there was a need to move to Montserrat County because I was 1 year for some family reason. I was reared by my grandmother. So I went to Oral Horton Elementary School in Carey Street, went to Nico Junior High School, left and went to St. Mary's High School, my alma mater, where I graduated in 1995, March 26. Then I matriculated to the University of Liberia, but I did chemistry and biology. While at the university, I taught so many schools. I taught in Edward High School. It's a pleasure to have my former principal here, Jimmy Diempirena. I taught under him when he was principal. I went to Boston High School. I taught in the private sector because to survive then it was kind of difficult. Government salary was not forthcoming, so I had to teach both high school and both private school and the government school. So I taught at Boston for so many years. Boston was transformed to D12. So when we moved over to D12, I taught chemistry and biology as well. But before moving over to St. Edward High School, I taught St. Michael High School for so many years. They were 12 and I taught together. So at the University of Liberia, I was the Secretary General of the Student Democratic Alliance. I became its last tenure. I was on the Digital Educational Scholarship Foundation. And I left here in the South Bennett pasture. And I was always in and out. While I was in the States, I decided to join the U.S. military. I served almost 10 years of my life. And after having received honorable discharge, I'm now using my GI Bill to survive in my country. And I'm currently doing my Master of Science degree in Health Administration, in Health Science and Clinical Administration at Strayer University. So while I was also teaching, I did several things in academics. I was the coordinator of almost all of the quizzing team in the schools I taught. So I was the coordinator of the St. Michael High School quizzing team. I was also the coordinator of the St. Edward High School quizzing team, the D12 High School quizzing team. And as a matter of fact, I worked for Walmart while I was out there. I worked for Bethesda. It's like a support unit for people living with disability. I also worked for PFG. It's like a company that supplies food to most of the canteens, restaurants, cinemas, etc. And I worked as the assistant manager while I was in Liberia for my uncle's company, National Seafaring Marine Corporation. As I said, as his assistant manager, representing him on several occasions at Steve meetings. And succinctly, that is just about me. So everything I've done in life has been service, service, service. And this brief introduction of myself, I think spells it out. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to submit an
Sorry, I think What is the current position that you have?
My current position, I'm not working, I'm a student.
Or
I'm currently a student reading Master of Science degree in health science and clinical administration.
thank you. Gentlemen, member of the committee, while you wasn't here, we had an introduction before the nominees, make a presentation. So please introduce yourself quickly for the benefit of the year.
Well, I'm Senator Victor. Honorable Chairman, Honorable nominee, media, I'm Senator Victor Watson from Grand Cape Mount County.
Senator Jonathan L. Carpe, Grand Nassau County, co-chair of this committee, chair of the subcommittee on defense of this committee.
I'm George T. Temmer, Senator of County.
Thank you. Now what we are going to do, now you don't have a seat. Member of the committee will have the opportunity to ask you questions based on your presentation as well as your CV. So we will start from my right hand. So you want to, okay, we will start from the far left.
Senator Dylan wants to start. I've never been in the middle of Mr. Lumbi.
I can join you.
I get my best friend here. He was okay. Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, thank you for the hearing. Mr. Nominee, I know you didn't have the opportunity, probably I didn't listen, to present your vision for the position to which you have been nominated. But I have a few questions, so that while you are answering, you can tell us your vision for the position to which you have been nominated. I'd like to ask whether you served the U.S. Army before. And if so, did you take a test? And what was your score? How long did you stay in the Army? And how did you leave? I will ask subsequent questions when I get answers to those questions. I wanted to start with those questions to inform my further engagement with you. So, Mr. Chairman, I will yield for now.
Again, I'm Senator Temmer of Norfolk. My first question is, do you hold any other passports other than the Nigerian passport? My second question is, when were you enlisted in the U.S. Army, like you said, and when did you leave the service? My third question, as I will follow the Macaulay said in subsequent time, what are you bringing? What difference do you expect to make being nominated to serve as Deputy Minister for Operation at the Ministry of National Defense? What are you bringing on the team? What difference will you make to improve the area for the ministry? And that's for now, Chairman.
Let's send it here.
Mr. David, thank you for your nomination. Please, my voice. I have had the opportunity to briefly review your resume and your CV. And I believe you have a good wealth of experience and education. My question to you is not on these credentials that you are submitted. Immediately following the nomination, there were media reports quoting you about your views on issues that underpin the foundation of our Constitution: the right to protest, the right to disagree with government. And the media reports said that you said that the president was lenient with opposition people and that protesters will be shot at if your property were attacked or approached. I do not want to form an opinion on what the media reported, but I'd like for you to look face to face and tell us, do you believe in the respect of the Constitution for people to protest? And do you believe that the president is lenient with opposition, that you ought to move on opposition in whichever way he thinks? I will come after these questions are answered with additional concerns. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, you will answer those three questions.
Mr. Chairman, information to the nominee. Let's remind the nominee that he's on oath as he's about to respond to this question.
I did.
Also, thank
We
you.
said that.
Distinguished senators, let me just begin with Senator Darrell Zelon's question. What is my vision? If you look at the general cash war for the Liberian military area, it sees the force for good. My vision, as somebody who was enlisted before, is to seek the welfare of the soldiers. Welfare, welfare, welfare. And to do that, it begins with morale. In the absence of a morale, we cannot have a force for good. How do we build morale? There are several factors that one can engage in to build morale. For example, certificate of appreciation. I have something here called, if I have the time, I'll furnish you with a copy of that, COA, or even ARCON. These are things that we give to soldiers to appreciate them. All right, I'll try to find it for you. I got it right here. We furnish you with that. For example, this. Because I have my social security number on it. Army Achievement Medal. There are so many ways to build morale. Army Achievement Medal. They award these things to soldiers. It forms part of the decoration on the uniform. So my vision is to ensure that the welfare of the armed forces of Liberia, because the job is that I'm going to be same as the liaison between the Defense Ministry and the armed forces. It's to liaise with the Chief of Staff and people who are responsible directly for soldiers, so that the soldiers' welfare can be the thing. So morale is key, not just certification. For example, what kind of incentive do we offer the soldiers to build morale welfare? Housing unit. If you look at the structure, quite sure nobody receiving BAH. BAH means basic housing allowance.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. The document that you just exhibited.
No, I just trying to show you. If you want to,
I have a copy of it.
I can give you a copy.
No, it should form part of your CD.
No, I think it should be a part. I got a copy of it, yes.
Is it in there?
What is the title? What is
It's
the
called, it's Army Achievement Medal.
It's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be.
So whatever you show on
Yes. Okay. So that's my vision, is to build morale. So as part of the morale, it's an entire package. So it's part of the issue of making sure the welfare of the soldiers are maintained, not just welfare, trickle down to even medical benefits, educational benefits. These are some of the things we have. I intend to work along with chief of staff and members of the hierarchical structure of the defense ministry to improve the level of work of soldiers, those who sacrifice for our country. Now, on the issue of, you said the U.S. military, what's the GT score? Now, the GT score is a score, it's a cutoff score that represents your AFBAS score. You have not taken AFBAS, if I have not passed the AFBAS, I would not have been enlisted in the reference list. I can show you a copy of my ID card right here. This is, to hold this ID card, you must have served with honorable discharge. See this ID card? I can give you a copy. Show it to the press. They say U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. To be a veteran, they got all kinds of security features on it. It says my name on it. To be a veteran in the U.S. Army, not just anybody can have this. You must be retired or you have honorable discharge and receiving compensation benefit if you have this. So the GT score that you refer to, my GT score was 120. Now, but that was the one that qualified me to be an artilleryman. I am a field artillery NCO. I was a field artillery NCO. I do not want to dwell on my military credential that much. But again, so this is what the GT score qualifies you. And how long did I serve the Army? From 2010. Look at my records, it's there. You have a copy of my basic training certificate from 2010 August to April 2019. So you cannot bear this ID card. You cannot bear this ID card if you're not honorably discharged. Besides that, how will a GI bill be paid? I'm here, I'm getting paid for going to school. I'm getting paid. It's easy to pull out the website and show you. So that's how it works. So the GT score is that. How long I've been in the Army? I've served for almost 10 years as an artilleryman. As an artilleryman. Here, graduated basic training. I went to advanced individual school or the Army Artillery School or the greatest field artillery school in the world. I graduated. I went to advanced ALC, advanced leadership course. I graduated. So I've been an artilleryman for the last almost 10 years.
Please,
on the major issues.
we will expect for you to take at least 1 or 2 minutes
Okay, sir.
and address yourself to the question appropriately. Don't digress.
Thank
Because
you,
we have
Mr.
so many people
Chairman.
here to ask. Thank you.
So how did I leave? I left honorably. And for the record, you have a copy of the certificate of discharge. I got a copy of my DD 214 and number 4. It says on it. It says honorable discharge. And if I'm not getting honorable discharge, I cannot carry an ID card. I say veteran affairs on it. Number 2, do you hold any other passport? No, I do not hold any other passport. I carry a Liberian passport. And when you enlisted, the departed, enlisted, as I said, Honorable Senator, enlisted August of 2010. I left April 2019. And as a matter of fact, I'm a free man. I'm here living in my home. So, If I can remember the next question, it said, okay, that's the same thing. What difference would I make? All right. What set me apart is that I have been an NCU, managing equipment, war equipment that costs over $2 million, managing a 7,000-pound artillery piece, soldiers under my control. And you have to give accountability. You have to give accountability of the equipment before and after movement. So in line with the duties of the Deputy Minister for Operation, I understand the movement of troops. Somebody doing the wrong thing is not my duty as a civilian to interfere with it, but I understand what is going on. I can call somebody behind the scene and say, hey, look, I think that NCU is not doing the right thing. And at the same time, what difference would I bring? If the soldiers in the field, I used to be in the field, I used to be like an operation sergeant. The whole entire DMO at the Ministry of National Defense can be reviewed, stored at S3 shop. What we call S3 shop is operations. And I work in operation for a battalion. Now, the good thing about it is that we have a brigade-size army. We don't have a division. And a brigade-size army is just 1 or 2 battalions put together. So if I have worked in a battalion as an S3 person, I think the knowledge that I've acquired in terms of putting together a talk about not saying FTXs. We say FTXs in the military, Honorable Senator, we mean field exercises, movement of troops, making sure that all our vehicles are lined up, they are properly fueled to carry on the mission. I understand it because I was there as an ordinary person or somebody who had the rudimentary experience. I was getting all the little experience. So this is the difference I'm going to bring to the table. In line with the issue of, as part of that, Honorable Senator, the difference that I will bring, they talked about, as part of my function, is I will manage the scholarship program or the training of officers, track the progress. And I think we can do it, develop a tracking system, a better tracking system that is independent of anybody influence, that will allow the soldiers to know their career progress, their career path. And that's very important because we don't want, when it's time for the soldier to go to BLC, he doesn't know when he's supposed to go to BLC. You don't want when it's time for the soldier to go to, for example, advanced leadership course, he doesn't know. The tracker should be able to determine or tell that soldier. If people are lacking on it, there should be a need for somebody to speak on it. And at the same time, for example, we have soldiers that have been deployed outside most of the country for the last 10 years, or almost from the time they joined the armed forces agreement. You cannot have soldiers situated at a particular duty station for the longest. So with the kind of experience that I bring, I will try to prevail on some of those people. I say, hey, look, how long Mr. John Rambin, what is the rotational track for other units say in Lima County, for other units say in Bond County? What is the rotational track? If I get to understand it, as somebody who have wealth experience in that area for almost 10 years, I can say, oh, well, I think it went that way. You can't keep an idle man, and you can't keep one person in a particular location. So that is the difference I think I intend to bring to the table. As far as media reports concerned, Honorable Senator, I have a history in this country of being involved in student politics. As I said, I was the Secretary General of the Student Democratic Alliance. I became its vice tenant bearer. The very first protest I took part in this country, Honorable Senator, has been the Linsu protest in 1986, I remember. So why would I, being a former student leader, why would I want to say I will harm people who have the right? I cherish the value of the Constitution. If I don't believe in the Constitution, I don't think I will have such a skill. I don't think I will have such a wealth of experience. So I'm not associated with that. People may have their own personal reason why they disseminated information of that nature. If they have anything on me, they say that I say so thing, they can come up. But I've challenged people all here and there. Nobody can say it. Nobody has anything to say that Tarpleh Davis, somebody who taught chemistry and biology for many, many years, walking all through Logintown, going to D12, going to Boston, going all the way to Simago High School, while at the same time in the University of Liberia, we want to harm civilians. So I believe that our people have the right to exercise their constitution.
Thank you. I think you.
There's a follow-up to, yeah, Mr. Nominee, thank you.
There's a follow-up to your clarification. The tradition universally is when the press makes an assertion and sources that assertion to you, the tradition is that you will immediately react. You will disclaim what they are sourcing to you. Do you have any piece of paper disclaiming what the press said you said? To say, well, look, I did not say I will kill people, I will shoot people, I will shoot at demonstrators. And so what you said was not said for me. Did you issue any statement to that effect or disclaim that? If so, can we get a copy of that? That's my follow-up, Mr. Chairman.
Follow up, please. Good afternoon. Nominee, are you telling this hearing that you made no threat to shoot or kill people who would tamper with your property resulting from protests on the record, honorable? Is that what you're telling this hearing?
Honorable Senator, statement I issued on my personal Facebook page. The records are clear. I've gone there on live and I say I'm now a killer. I've never killed anybody before. I don't have a history. I have been a citizen soldier and I don't intend to kill anybody. Answer your question, Senator Dillon. I want to state categorically clear that I've never killed anybody before. That is that.
Please, let's strike out.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
that was not what.
Yeah, I understand.
Right.
Mr. Nominee, you should listen to the question very keenly as you respond to it. Okay? He did not call you a killer, nor to accuse you of killing. He referring to a threat, okay, or statement that were made either in the press or wherever, that anybody that tamper with your property through protest, you will kill that person. I think that's what, or shoot that person. That's why you're referring to.
So he said, what I said, Senator Dillon, is that the symbol of everything I work for is in this country. I've been to so many countries, raising my hand. Anybody to instruct another Liberian to come and take up everything that we have had. We have suffered too long in this country, and that no Liberian should be called for the looting of our slave, nigger, resources or ends meet.
And therefore, what did you say?
But before the therefore, is anybody on record writing the government of Liberia and getting approval to loot or to exercise the right to protest? So as to
Senator Dillon, we will not allow that question becoming a dialogue. So, excuse me, please. We will move to the other senators. Please. We'll move to the other senator. I think we'll start now with Senator Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Nominee, for your appearance. I have a few questions to start. The question is, what was your status when you joined the U.S. Army? I know you can either be a citizen or be a resident, legal resident. What was your status then when you first joined? What was your status when you left the U.S. Army? That's the first question. I want to follow up the questions raised by Senator Dillon, by Senator Tierney. Many of us here have copies of videos allegedly posted by you. I want to give you the opportunity as to whether you posted a video in your own recording, not somebody recording you and posting, but you posted a video in which it is said that you threatened protesters or citizens of Liberia for some other reason. That's the last chance. Did you ever post? If it is true that you posted, I want to know what prompted that posting of the video. What is the background? I will start to the like they want. Are you aware? I mean, you want to be Minister of Defense, Deputy Minister of Defense, if confirmed, for operations. Are you aware that the Armed Forces of Liberia, AFL, our national army, is going through reform? Are you aware? If you are aware, why the AFL, the national army of this country, is going through reform? I should believe you should know why I'm asking this question. So, Mr. Chairman, let me break here because they are long. I reserve the right to come back. I want to know. I want to hear from him.
Senator Daniel Bishop.
Mr. Chairman, let me address this question. Yeah. I asked 3 questions.
Okay, answer that. We were trying to change our method yesterday. Yes. I think that question is very important. It's a core, question to everything. So please take your time.
Honorable Senators, first let me begin with the follow-up question. I regret any insinuation, any statement that's made or that is attributed to me to the effect that I said I will kill protesters, excuse me. I have never no Facebook post or video out there that says that Tarpleh Davis says he's going to kill protesters. I've seen my country in my lifetime is in Liberia. It's unacceptable. I will not accept anybody to go and loot my property. What I said. I never. That statement, how be represent. Okay, ask me from whence I made that statement. I have suffered too long in this country. Every single civil crisis, we went through it. I was born in the mid-70s. I may not experience 1979. I may not experience 1980. But I know what it means, what our country has gone through. Up to 2003, every single crisis, we all suffer from PTSD. So it's unacceptable for a single Liberian, to be calling for the destruction of our lives, destruction for everything that we have worked for. So that was the kind of message I was trying to send. So, Senator, I'm not a killer. If I would work for the U.S. military, deployed in Iraq, or in Afghanistan rather, and catering for people who are needed, people in destitution, saving lives, I am a citizen soldier. I understand the reforms. The armed forces of Liberia, as I said, I grew up in this country, has gone through a lot. I understand the reforms. Today we have about less than 2,000 persons or 2,000 persons. I understand everything we're going through as a nation. And I think I have the credential. If I was about me, how would I have? I would not have lasted in the military. So, on the issue of legal status, I want DV, a DV applicant. Once you're a DV applicant, a DV winner, you can join the U.S. military. You can go as a student, and depending on your status, you can join the U.S. military. And I live as such.
The question is, did you post a video? Did you? That's my question.
Yes, I did a video.
Summarize for us what you said in the video, and I asked, what prompted that video?
Yeah, I just made, Honorable Senator, I just made it clear. What prompted the video was because I have gone through a lot. This country has gone through a lot. For somebody to say that he will destroy, he will call for the looting of our property, destroy our lives, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We shouldn't wait for that person to be nominated and that thing come out. It is everybody collective responsibility. So I felt that I have suffered. I have gone through it all. I was born in the 70s. I didn't, yeah.
You know, this is not a courtroom, but we want to give you due process. Okay? We don't want speculation. We want facts. The question that the senator asked, it was a direct question. If you have posted any video in which you threaten to kill either a demonstrator or shoot.
I've never done it.
Okay, correct, okay. So that's your answer.
Okay, let me ask the last question. Answer the last question. I asked you, are you aware that the AFL is undergoing reform?
Honorable Senator, I thought I responded to that.
No, I didn't do that.
I said I understand because I grew up in this country. I know what it means for the armed forces of Liberia. So I don't have to go to the historicity.
Right.
I said that given my experience in the civil crisis in our country, there was a need to form a brand new army.
Right.
And so I understand all of those things.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, nominee. Mr. Chair, let me bring you up to speed. I tried to link my question of video posting to this. That's the link. The AFL is going on reform because we fought a brutal civil war in which the National Army was seen as a partisan army. So it was dissolved after the Accra Peace Accord. And they said we needed a new army. Having listened to the video, that's why I'm asking you, because I have this video, someone said to me, as a partisan, somebody, the kind of utterances that I'm hearing, and you're going to be the defense minister for operations, having overseeing the AFL. That's why I'm asking, are you aware that that army you're going to supervise is going through reform? Do you know how much this country has spent, the international community has spent, to reform the AFL? That's the question. That's why I want to know why the army, our national army, has been subjected to dissolution. We dissolve it and they say we need to build a new army. This is a new army you will serve. And before coming to Liberia, it is alleged that you posted this video. So I'm doing a link of the two. So how can you, if it is true that you posted this video, how can you serve as leader or one of the leaders of this new army over in Liberia? That's the link. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You want to address yourself to that, or you already answered?
Still out there.
Maybe you will come on other questions.
So, okay, go ahead. Shamo?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister Designate. My first question, do you believe in the rule of law? That's the first question.
All right, we are ready.
The next question is, what is the role of the Deputy Minister of Defense under the new Defense Act? What is your role, if confirmed, or whoever in our capacity? My next question has to do with, I understand if confirmed in your capacity, you're going to be overseeing part of the responsibility over the armory of the military. Perhaps in charge of purchasing and other things. If that is true, do you believe in accountability? Finally, before I give the mic and maybe a reserve comment to come back, how do you see your transition from military, whether in the U.S. Army, coming to stick over a civilian job? From your tune in this chamber, I still see a little bit of military in you. So, I mean, from the way you engage in this office body, at least you talk about when you get to your civilian office. So, how do you intend to transition, sir?
Thank you.
Yeah.
We come in there after you. Senator Wilson?
Mr. Chairman.
You like?
Mr. Chairman, I think we got plenty of work to do. And I just want to, because I've seen the video myself,
I have it myself.
and I just want to ask the colleague, our nominee, and one again, first to remind the nominee that one of the key issues on which people get rejected is not telling the truth. And so, especially going in the security sector, you have to tell the truth. And a good soldier is most likely the one who can apologize quickly and not even insist on going further. Because you're a young man, very brilliant. I saw your CV. You meet the education, the training, but there are other issues. But the one that is really, really the one that is really petrifying is the thing that has to do with what you said on the video. And this is a matter that concerns not only Liberians, it concerns everyone who has exactly the thing you're talking about, people who saw what happened to our country. And some who help us, who put in a lot of resources for us to have the peace that we have. To have a young person to come to a position as strategic as being head of operations for defense, it is scary to tell you about the things you pledge to do. Let me read what I have. You pledge to restructure, this is 1 week before
you were appointed deputy minister about a week before the appointment. You pledged to restructure security sector, focusing on the NSA, the Liberian National Police, and the AFL. You didn't mention LIS and DEA, the Immigration Service and the Drug Agency. You said AFL, NSA, and LNP. And I read that you said that these organizations were raised to Liberian security sector, to Liberian security because they have tentacles to influence of the Zoely regime. That's your words, direct quote. And do not support President Biya. These are your words. You lamented that change within this organization is too slow, you emphasize. You drew parallels in Liberia to how Mugabe had to worry about a military coup. You suggested scaling the walls of the NSA to replace the chief of NSA, adding, the time to act is now. Now, changes need to be put in place. Quotes from you, Mr. Gentleman. If I were you, you will answer the questions that were posed to you, whether or not you posted this video and you said these things. If you are able to say it and say you're not a killer, but the things you said are the things that killers say before they. All of the, you from the military, and we know many people who came from the military who are involved in the massacres in the United States. They get overzealous because of the experience from the war, from Iraq, from wherever, and they talk first before they commit the massacres. So you scare us. And because you scare us so much, you really need to go for de-traumatization first. I mean, you really need that. And you save yourself the embarrassment of this discussion if you had told President Biya that, bossman, I think the way I am now, if I go into that position, I will kill people. I didn't kill anybody. The whole time I was in Iraq, where they were killing people, you don't kill anybody. The whole time you were in Afghanistan, where they were killing people, the soldiers that were there, they were not there having birthday parties. They were killing people. But you alone went there, you don't kill nobody, and probably didn't see anybody killing anybody. And you came back. In this situation, gentlemen, I want to be very, very honest with you. I would think that you do this country a favor by getting out of that thing. Don't put us through the embarrassment of rejecting you because you have given indication from what I've read to you, what you yourself have admitted, that you are not suitable for the position. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, you directed this microphone to me 2 different times. And I hesitated and said, let me hear more from the nominee. And I think I expected the nominee, especially, we took some time, colleagues, to call for this confirmation, hoping that the nominee would devote some time
to how overcoming some of his anger that may have prompted the release of the video. And I heard him talking about post-traumatic stress disorder. And we know that that is a situation, that is a condition that many people that go for warfare or that in the army tend to suffer from. And I sat in my seat as a medical doctor, reading your mind. And I think you have a problem with anger management. Because if you knew you were coming to this confirmation, the way you are talking down there, it's like you still giving orders to the military. Many of the colleagues try to, and don't forget, these are things that we talk about among ourselves. We were looking for remorse. You show no remorse for what you said. You show no remorse. You still trying to justify that you went through so many destruction in this country, so you deserve the right to say what you said. And you know, I sat in my seat very disappointed. And I think anybody that performs, that did something and comes before a group of people like this body and shows remorse, and is apologetic for what was said. We are human beings. There are ways that we can consider you. But you
Well, if you're just joining us, welcome. This is Spoon TV. We are coming to you from the upper chamber of the Liberian capital, where the hearing of Defense Minister, that is Deputy Minister for Operation Destiny, Tarpleh Davis, confirmation is ongoing, as you've been following. And what you see happening at the back here is a serious noise that came out. So the sergeant and co are now asking those who are disturbing to get out as this confirmation continues. But as it stands where we are, senators are now cross-examining Mr. Davis. They are now cross-examining Mr. Davis relating to his previous Facebook comment or video that was made several months ago or a few months before his appointment. So again, if you just joining us, we want to welcome you. This is Spoon TV. My name is James S. Goode-Flomo, and we are coming to you live from the chamber, from the Senate chamber. That is the upper house of the Liberian Senate. That is the Liberian capital. There where we are coming to you from. And right on our screen is Mr. Tarpleh Davis, who is, well known on social media as Zoely Zoe, who is to be the Deputy Defense Minister for Operation, if confirmed, by the Liberian Senate. But as it stands, senators are still cross-examining. Let me pass it.
Mr. Chairman, can we continue now? Yeah. That's what as I was saying, is that you show no more remorse on what was said and what was written, that thing that the entire country knows about. Besides that, the way in which you answer the questions here, your mannerism, still demonstrates that there's some problems, there's you have a problem with, you have some anger, that there's some problem with anger management, that it, to me, is the same anger that maybe, to put out this video and make those comments that Senator Wisse was just reading to us. So I think if you're before the judge, there is still time to fix your case. I'm saying it from the depth of my heart because you are from my county. I sat in this seat waiting for you to demonstrate, to exhibit remorse. And unfortunately, that hasn't happened. But this confirmation not yet over. We stay here, and you still have time to do what is right when you come to a confirmation. A hint to a wise is sufficient. Thank you, sir.
Okay, please.
Honorable Chairman.
No, let you do that. I think there are three has spoken. Three central has spoken.
Yeah, but then let him answer the question.
You all finished?
One second.
Let the last person speak.
As time, sometimes, as a house of error, we go extra mile, especially in the land of confirmation where we have to determine your suitability. We are not here to tutor you, nor to harm you. No, the word harm is to discipline you. But we want, like Peter Koma was saying, we want to give you the opportunity so that you will give all the facts, every circumstance that is involving you and this confirmation. So if you don't want to respond to some of what he said, it is your prerogative, it's your right not to do so. But we are here to examine you on your suitability to this particular job. I just want you to know that. So please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chairman and members of the Liberian Senate, let me just say this in this public fashion, that I'm sorry for making a statement that anybody who came to loot my house, I will kill them. I'm not a killer. I've never killed anybody before, and it's not my intention. And as a matter of fact, statement attributed to me by Senator Wisse, I want to say I never said those statements before going in. I don't know where they came from. I don't know where they came from. I don't remember when last I ever wrote on Facebook indicating. So it is not me. Whenever I made a statement, was only one medium. That was a live video feed to support any argument of that kind of nature. I don't want to say it. It has to be supported by video. I've never in my life talk about those kind of structures that need to be changed, need to be removed. It's not me. Honorable Senator, we said that is not my upbringing, and that I do not intend to do that. And going further, the role of DMO, Senator Kabe, I think you asked that question.
Yeah,
It is one, the DMO serves as a civilian link between the military and the Ministry of National Defense. The DMO also coordinates projects of the ministry. The DMO also coordinates movement of troops, all right, the development of troops. We talk about the army tracking system, and monitor the activities of the armed forces. So pretty much it's a civilian job, and the DMO also has oversight responsibility on overseeing retired army personnel welfare. And if I believe in the rule of law, yes, I subscribe to the rule of law. As I say, I have been a student leader before in this country, and I respect that. So I can never in my life deviate from those things that I have respected. So yes, I believe in the rule of law, and if I believe in accountability, yes. If we respect the rule of law, yes, I believe that we all should be accountable. We live in a democratic society. I believe in democracy, and if I believe in democracy and live in democratic countries, I think as part of the pillars of democracy, accountability is respect to equipment.
Mr. Witness, if you believe in the rule of law and you say what you said, there was no way that anyone who harm you or who destroy your property, you could have gone to the court and seek redress, but rather say what you said and you believe in the rule of law.
It was just a metaphorical statement in a situation that has to do with an event where, where we come from. I don't know if I was to go back. This is a metaphorical statement, but my whole thing, my whole total is not who people think I am.
Our confirmation process. The confirmation will be done in our chamber, in the committee room, in executive. You have answered the question to the best of your knowledge that the senator asked. Whatever beyond that, we take it in our committee room. And based on our determination, whether you should be confirmed or not, it doesn't have to be a dialogue. Thank you. So, yeah, go ahead. Now the last,
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, fellow colleagues. To the witness, I want to start with this statement that, for me, I am a generational factor. Our generation is challenged. A lot of people think that we can make it. A lot of people think that we should not be the one. Do you really believe that any action of yours can serve as an obstacle to your generational mate? That's my first question. My second question is that have you ever been fortunate to follow the Rwandan massacre? If yes, then the point is, a single word you utter could incite other people, to act beyond your own understanding or beyond the meaning of the word you utter. Considering the fact that our crisis, the Liberian civil crisis, brought a lot of security entity character under questions. Our army got involved with the war, and the citizens lost confidence in the army. Regimes trying to restore that confidence the people have lost. Every single young man has to be aware of that Liberians are not willing anymore to go back to any form of instability. So my plea to you as a young man and to other young people, that every little opportunity given us is something for us to maximize in a positive direction. And to also be aware that if we perform excellently, we will not just be performing for self-reward, but instead we will be creating other opportunity for other people behind us. They say huge outside there, but we also believe that there's deceptions. A lot of people creative in terms of trying to blackmail other people. Technology is being misused in our country. People create accounts, false accounts for other people to say things so that they can look down on these people. But what happened is that when you say I did not do it, people should not find out and realize that you did it. Then there comes character problem, there comes integrity problem. So I am saying to you today that besides this, besides for the purpose of confirmation or being accepted in other positions, I just want you and other young people to understand that we are aware of whatever we're doing so that our actions will not embarrass our community. Your role as, if confirmed, your functions as a deputy minister for operation will be key to the peace and security of our country. Your actions will help us if it is positive and it can run this country to another form of instability if it is negative. So I'm recommending that whether confirmed or not, please manage your voice so that your voice will not hamper the peace and stability that we have fought for so many years. Thank you.
One of our members, Senator Sandro Johnson from Birmingham, came late. But he still got, I think he had read his CV.
What's the punishment for delinquency?
I said he had read his CV and he had something to ask. So
I thank you.
He has not read the CV.
he read his CV.
Please permit me to talk. I thank you, Mr. Chairman of Federal Police, Mr. Nominee. I am not going to ask a question. By the way, I'm not sure. My name is Senator Zoely Zoe, Bobby County, a ranking member on this committee. I just want to make a short statement and I will be gone. Mr. Nominee, I'm sure most of my colleagues may have raised this, and I'm sorry I came late, because that is the issue I wanted to raise. I monitor you vividly on social media, and those statements that came from you put a fear in me. Some of us have security right. Some of us cannot be moved by these statements. Others get deterred and sometimes put them on the balance. So I just want to say to you, as a member of this committee, I don't know what the committee is going to write. I don't know what the committee would recommend. I really don't know. But I believe, and let me be quick to say this, if I had the opportunity to talk to the nominating power, I would have suggested to them to withdraw your nomination. Thank you.
So we're going to.
No, I really.
You cannot go ahead. If you have,
You don't have that opportunity.
you have anything to say before?
No, absolutely nothing. I just want to thank the Honorable House of Senate for the opportunity given me.
We are not finished yet.
Oh,
To be very frank, you know, as the nominees, you are one of those Liberians, young Liberians that we are looking for. Based on your CV, based on your experience, your education, you are one of those that we are encouraging to come back to Liberia and rebuild this country. I think that Senator Wisai said, your CV is very rich. You have the expertise, you have the experience, but your utterance is very troubling. However, having said that, we are not the appointing authority. There is a shared responsibility with the executive and the legislature. And our responsibility here is to carry on the vetting and the confirmation process. We will communicate with the appointing authority, who happen to be the President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. George Mananguia, of our decision. So thank you so very much for appearing before this committee, and you will be informed by the appointing authority as to our decision. Sergeant
Order, Sergeant.
Let the Sergeant come to.
Okay, folks.
What is Sergeant?
What happened, Mr. Senator? Honorable Senator, what happened? Welcome.
On my way going out, I met one of the ladies that came with the minister. The minister, she was insulting another. I didn't even know her. I just asked, why are you insulting your friend? She jumped and started insulting me. So they escort the deputy minister, who has been designated by the president, what we perform here today, you want to attack us? But for me, it doesn't move me. I made up my mind to do what I would do. So I just told her she can insult, nobody should insult her. She was very rude. Very rude. But anyway, it's okay.
All right, that's just a sidetrack there.
Very aggressive.
So we stay continuing with. Hey, I beg you, no, come on, hey, no. Here. I'm here. Let me
What
Now what, Chief? Thank you. I'll get talk to you. Please, I made to put this in my bag. The pocket are open. So our folks, we making our way out of there. That is, yeah. Yeah, I want us to do it also.
The play park will do it right here.
We should do it, yeah?
That's when you will be outside of.
Okay. All right, so we're trying to talk to, yeah, we want to talk to him right now.
Yes, that's still ready. We're ready for it.
He said, he recommended.
Go to your team now. Go, man.
Mr. Deputy Minister of Destiny, welcome to Spawn TV. We just watched your confirmation hearing. Tell us how you feel. How impressed are you?
I mean, I'm kind of very impressed. The senators were, realistic, in their views, in their approach. I think they did a very decent and splendid job. I think if everybody goes through this kind of scrutiny, I think it will serve a very good purpose. So they have brought added value to the debate, you know, so people coming after me will begin to prepare themselves, you know, for the challenges, you know, not really challenges, but for the tax ahead. So again, as I said, the work, you know, was kind of rewarding. I sure you benefited from the engagement. It was one of the toughest confirmation hearing I have seen, or probably you have seen, in so far, you know, in recent times. So again, I want to say that they are very splendid job, and the public, you know, for the teams, you know, the rules, stuff like that.
You did apologize for statements you made. Were you actually compelled by senators?
No, I wasn't that compelled, but you know.